Welcome to the Weekends Over podcast. We're back from a big week of football filled with, I guess, some one mighty upset that we will definitely talk about. But before we do it, Taylor Thompson, go ahead and tell us what the records were from last week. Who won? Who lost? And
I went 8-7. You went 7-8, and Max went 6-9. The
Nice.
other two members of our podcast didn't give picks, so they went 0-15.
or 15-0.
No, 0-15.
Do you have the sneaks and locks?
I should, but I don't quite know if I do. I'm pretty sure your Max's lock hit because I North Texas covered,
Mm-hmm.
and then his sneak UTSA won by 21, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I know my lock did not hit because it was Texas, Georgia. And
Yes, they won by 21.
yep, so Max, you went 2-0. I went 1-1. My sneak didn't hit. Alex, I don't have yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
But you're
They're hit.
They all hit then.
yeah, you went 2-0.
Sure. I'm just basing it off how my actual week of betting went last week that I went 0-2. I'll just think that's probably what happened.
Trying to
Because
think which
I probably
no, my sneak hit and my lock didn't because my sneak was Northwestern covering against Michigan, and I thought that was automatic.
Mm,
And there was 11.5. They lost on a game-winning field goal.
yeah.
I don't remember what your sneak and lock were. I knew what his were because I always write Max's down. I kind of trust you to remember yours.
Well, don't from now on.
I remember North Texas. I forgot who else I had though.
You had UTSA
Yeah.
minus 18.5.
I think mine might have been Duke beating Virginia.
That was your lock. I don't know what your sneak is. I do have your lock written down because I had Duke written next to your name.
All right.
I had L written next to your name.
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and talk about what happened last week. I mean, we'll jump right into it. Oklahoma 23, Bama 21.
Do you want to start with that, or do you want to start go through some of the stuff other and then spend a lot more time on Oklahoma, Alabama?
Let's just spend time here. Let's get right
Okay.
into it.
All right, cool.
Bama, I thought we outplayed them. I know that's obviously Oklahoma won. Their defense did their job. They got the turnovers that they need, but I really thought defensively we played great. Offensively, we missed a couple plays, but I thought we moved the ball the entire game. Daniel Hill needs to be our starting running back for now on. He actually had 60 yards rushing. I think that might be our best game rushing all season for anybody, just yards per carry wise.
He's a good running back. He might not be able to house one like Hill could, but he the other one could, but he can actually get downfield and get y'all yards.
And that's
He
what
can make guys miss, and as such a big guy, he's so good at making guys miss in tight spaces. He's not just a big back. He has some wiggle to him. He's not like Taylor said, he's not going to break an 80-yard touchdown run,
Little Eddie
but
Lacy, maybe?
he reminds me of Eddie
similar to
Lacy.
an Eddie Lacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No spin move though. No spin move.
No spin move like Eddie
Okay,
Lacy.
okay. 2 years into NFL, Eddie Lacy.
I don't know if he was. But also like Jam Miller's been very hesitant sometimes with running the ball about hitting the hole, and he needs to just run upfield and get yards. Ty's been off. He's missed some throws. He fumbled it again. He's been fumbling it a lot this year. He needs to work on that. But I mean, just the turnovers. Turnovers were huge. I thought we should have won. I thought we played better. Good job for Oklahoma winning, though. That was a must win for them, and that put them back into the playoffs. So, Max, what do you think?
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, same stuff you said. Just the turnover. Shout out to Venables though. He knows how to confuse a quarterback. But yeah, like you said, I mean, we had the lead late third quarter, and like I said, Ty gets strip sacked, and then we get. I mean, their longest drive of the game was 40 yards on offense, and we gave them field position all game, set up their points for them. But see a lot of Bama fans freaking out and stuff on Twitter or X, and acting like the world's ending. It's part of it. You're gonna lose a game like that sometimes. You're gonna play bad. The good thing is we still have everything in front of us. Got a tough game in 2 weeks though in Jordan Hare.
They did y'all dirty making it tonight. I mean,
They
y'all are
did
still
some
gonna
damage.
win, but like now. That's the fumble thing. I mean, like, I don't really think that's a bad characteristic. I think every good quarterback, like even in the league, like they fumble the ball. Like they're just confident.
And the issue was he was trying to sit in there and he was I mean, as soon as the guy was hitting him, he was trying to throw it. It
He
wasn't
misses high
for
a lot. People are starting to figure out what his miss is. It's high. Um, Especially when he's under pressure.
Well, the thing is, what I notice is he'll miss one high and then he'll overcompensate on the next one and miss it too short. I think he just gets in his head sometime. I think the reason why he's so good in 2 minute though, like right before half and stuff, is because he's not thinking as much. He's just kind of letting it go. I think he gets in his own head too
I
much, and
think it would be good for y'all if he would actually overthrow people on deep balls.
he's done it multiple times. I
Well,
mean,
I like was watching it with Parker, and he watches a lot more than me. He says that the velocity he has on like those passes over the middle versus the velocity he puts on a ball. And I know like just it just seems like he doesn't throw it hard enough. Like he underthrows it. So it looks like did he early on this year overthrow a bunch of guys because it looks like his deep balls, at least in
yeah,
the last game, like the one to
I
Ryan Williams
mean,
early in the game. I mean, it was probably pass interference, but still, I mean, if he hits him in stride, it's probably a touchdown unless Ryan drops the ball, which I wouldn't be
against
shocked.
South Carolina, Ty missed Ryan on the first drive, overthrew him down the sideline, and he had a couple steps on the guy. Missed Jeremy in that game too, and then missed Jeremy again against LSU on an overthrow. But it seems like he'll miss some throws after that too, where he throws it, he
Mhm.
underthrows, like the one with Ryan earlier in the game. He underthrew that one just a hair, and
Why
it's
is
just
like we can talk about players' mistakes all you want to, and two of the turnovers were on the players, but why was Ryan Williams sent out there to return a punt?
well, I watched the coach's press conference after the game, and DeBoer said that it's because the first because at first he didn't do it. He changed it after the first punt or the second one. I can't remember, but he said the punter was kind of erratic. He would hit it long. Sometimes he would hit it short. So he wanted someone short to, and obviously Ryan's a playmaker, dynamic guy, can make guys miss. I think it's one of those risk reward type things. He just And at the time I think we were down what 10-7.
It
We
was
were
three to
done.
nothing, 3-0 when that
3-0.
3-0, and then the next place when Mateer had that run. That's their
Yeah,
only big run of the game, really.
that was DeBoer's explanation. He said just trying to get into Ryan's hands and see if he can do something. But I don't like Ryan back there. He's fumbled before on punt returns going back to last year. I say just put Cole Adams back there. He's not going to fumble it. Yeah, he may not take it to the house, but he's not going to fumble, and we just can't afford the turnovers.
One other gripe that I have is the final drive. I do not like the fourth down play call. I don't like the pass across the field. I mean, in that situation, fourth down, I love it. Just a quarterback rollout, giving him the option to run it and then have some type of dig or a whip out there, have the tight end come pick or the wide receiver come pick. I don't know. I feel like they've dialed up so many good fourth down play calls, and I know this one is a little bit longer than the typical one that we've had this year, but I just don't like the throw across the field to an out route.
And I hate the barely maybe be at the mark or maybe not throw it. It's so easy to defend. I kind of feel like they were thrown off on their timing because I think they thought that last fourth down play was going to go for like 30, and that dude from Oklahoma made one of the greatest like plays I've seen to hold somebody to 2 yards on
Yeah,
fourth and one because I thought what's his name was at least going to get in field goal range.
I thought that was a good play call actually, with
That was a
the
really
left
good play
tackle in the
call.
backfield.
The defender made
But
it not look as good, but it was really
yeah,
good.
to defend the coaches a little bit, I didn't like that fourth down play call, but at the same time, if Ty puts it on his outside shoulder, it's a first down.
Well,
He threw it short and low to his inside foot.
our
I mean,
left
Like
he
he's
didn't
guard
even have a chance.
our left guard got pushed back down, so Ty didn't get to step into it very well. And also, I don't like it going to Ryan Williams. I wish it was to Jeremy Bernard. I like it going to Jeremy better.
Or Josh Cuevas. Cuevas had a hell of a game. I mean,
Yeah.
he was breaking tackles left and right.
I mean, I feel like even though Ty's the top three quarterback, I still feel like in college that's a low percentage throw. Like that's a
Yeah.
tough. That's a
Yeah,
tough.
like I said,
Like,
I
like,
agree. I
like
don't like the play call, and Ty is better at throwing it towards the middle. He percentage wise this year, he just is. Like I said, I like what Alex said, like a pick play or something, or even like a whip route. Instead of doing the straight out route, fake in and then go out, give yourself a little space. But it is what it is. We move on.
what
We
would?
gotta.
And then maybe your kicker should get his ass beat.
Yeah, he should.
Well, the good news is Alabama, when we won our national championships, all of our kickers sucked that year. Our only good kicker, Will Reichard, never won a national championship. So we got a
Mhm.
sucky kicker again, guys. It's looking good.
um, just I guess we'll go ahead and move off of this game and travel to Texas A&M, South Carolina. And I mean, if you
What
looked
the?
at this game at halftime, you were looking like, what just happened? A&M's been overrated this entire year, and maybe they still have been, but 30-3, I'll give them props. It takes something to come back 30-3 and win the game.
Yeah,
It
Did you
really
watch?
does.
I watched the whole game. Did any of y'all watch the whole game?
No.
I didn't. I just watched the
It.
first half.
Okay, so you watched first half. In A&M's defense, I'm not saying that they were like they deserved to not be down at half, but a lot of fluky shit happened, man. Like everything that could possibly go wrong in the first half went wrong, and they kept pushing it for no reason. I didn't understand that. Like they could have gone into half down 20, down really 13-3, but they kept
They
fucking
kept trying to push the ball down the field.
yeah, and they kept throwing picks, and then yeah, but weird. It was a weird game, but then I mean, Beamer going to the students at halftime and celebrating, and then his play calls were like really bitch made in the second half. That end of the game play call was one of the worst play calls I've ever seen. How are you going to give your quarterback one fucking route that actually gets a first down on fourth and like 15? Like, why are you running like a fucking crossing route over the middle of the fucking field, and that's your only like? Then you have two decoy routes basically. You got to
They
run
don't
like
use Harbor enough. It seems like every couple games he gets a long, insane touchdown catch. That's like, wow, this guy's so fast. But it's like they throw it to him three times.
they do that with a lot of their wide receivers, and then they end up in the NFL, and you go, why the fuck did you go to South Carolina?
Exactly. Like it doesn't make sense. Like I would go to he is their big play threat on offense. And it's like I would go to him at least 10 times a game.
And he owns the Texas A&M Police Department.
He does. I think that guy got relieved from college game day duties.
That's an idiot. That was so like obviously purposeful. Like, what are you
He said, "Hey
doing?
boy, you touch me, boy."
The biggest winner out of that whole exchange was the Yale boy, the little what boy that knocked the ball out of his hand before it. Like nobody remembers that because he ran by that dude and he knocked the ball out of his hand.
I didn't even see
Which
that.
are you stupid? He weighs like three times your size. He could just throw you in the stands. Yeah, you go back and watch it. He knocks the ball out of his hand when he
He should have
runs by
stuck
him.
it in his face.
I mean, he could have just pushed him.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed looked awful in the first half. Ended up better in the second half, but the play calling for A&M never really. I mean, they kind of deserved to lose the game at the end. Yep, I don't know if y'all saw this. So you didn't see the second half, but the play calling at the very end of the game, on like fourth and goal from the one, they ran like a third and goal from the one. They're up whatever it is, one score, 1 point, and it's third and goal from the one. They act like they're going to snap it to the quarterback like normal. They run an indirect snap, and the running back tries to throw it sideways to Marcel Reed, and they almost throw a pick six. And it's a fumble. It goes backwards, and that's how South Carolina actually got the ball at the end of the game to try to take the lead. Like, just run the ball twice. I mean, even if you don't get it, they're at the one, and like, or kick the field goal, but don't throw it backwards.
Mm.
Honestly, though, as a Bama fan, I'm glad Texas A&M won because if we beat Auburn, I
You
don't
don't want
want
to
to play.
play so
I
Georgia.
don't. I don't want to play Georgia again because it's just hard to beat a good team twice.
Also,
We've seen
Georgia's
that. Georgia's pretty hot right now. I just I'd rather pay. Even if Georgia's probably the better matchup for us because they don't have the pass rushers, I just still feel like
Yeah, I agree.
A&M's we have a better shot.
also it probably like in the likelihood that you lose, it probably looks better to lose to A&M. Even though Georgia, I think Georgia's the hotter team right now. A&M will be like the number 2 or 3 team in the country and
Yeah.
undefeated, hopefully, if they get to that point. So,
Yeah.
um,
Um, the next one, I just don't really. We're not going to talk about it. I did want to mention it. Clemson did beat Louisville, so Louisville is. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're out now.
they are
Unless they
Duke's.
somehow get the ACC championship, which I'm pretty sure.
The,
Like,
the
so
ACC is down to Georgia Tech, Virginia, SMU, and Pitt. Now that Duke also got their brains passed in by Virginia. Kind of a statement from Virginia. I thought they were going to get their ass beat.
so did I. We can move to the Georgia Texas game. I will admit I didn't watch any of this game, so one of y'all are going to have to.
Neither did I.
Georgia, deer in the headlights. Poor Arch. Not his fault, but just night game in between the hedges, and they were on one game calling plays, and every once in a while Arch would put a drive together and then he'd throw a pick. Like when they got downfield. And then it was really over when Kirby scored the touchdown to go up 21-10 in the start the fourth quarter and he kicked the onside kick and he got it. Yeah, Kirby kicked an onside kick up 11 and they
Wow.
got it and scored another touchdown. Yeah, it was a ballsy move. But I don't really think he feared Texas's offense in that game. I mean, besides the Vandy game, like A&M's Texas's offense still doesn't look. I mean, it will probably get there next year. I don't really blame Arch for being overrated this year. That he didn't rate himself. That's more of a
Yeah.
media thing. His family didn't even overrate him. But
He's showed some flashes.
Georgia Georgia's scary because they're really talented and they weren't playing that good and just nobody got them. I mean, Bama did, but nobody else got them. Like Ole Miss had a chance to get a second loss on them. Florida had a chance to get a second loss on them. Auburn had a chance to get a second loss on them, and nobody did it. And I was kind of worried that once that didn't happen, they were going to go on a run. So
Yeah, they're looking good.
they are off this week. They don't play again until they play Georgia Tech. They're just waiting. They're done with SEC play.
Next up, Notre Dame and Pitt. Once again, I did not watch this game, but Notre Dame won 37-15, and I think everybody knew they were going to win big.
Notre Dame scored on their first drive of the game, and then Pitt threw a pick six on their first play. It's pretty much over after that. Wasn't even close as the score indicated. More Notre Dame fans. It was a Pitt home game, but you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it in the second half. It was just boring. I think it was 30 to
37-15 was the final.
yeah. It was
There was a pick two in that game. That was kind of cool on a 2-point conversion.
yeah.
USC beat Iowa. Iowa, I believe, had the lead going into half, 21-10 or something like that, and then didn't score a point after.
Iowa's had a rough fucking year in these big games.
Both games, yeah. Which it's always been the offense, but I guess they did score 21, so that's not that bad, but still. Having
Because Josh is a fan.
Who?
It's because Josh is a fan.
That's
Josh and Tyler, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just drag that program down.
Yeah.
Next up, Navy beat South Florida. We all rode South Florida, and Navy came out and showed them what to do. Byron Brown had a couple picks, and Navy's quarterback was just running everywhere in this game.
Mm-hmm. Good for him. Good for him. That's cool. That was cool to see. I think that was their last home game. So
I just love seeing the service schools being competitive and being in it.
No, yeah, you're never gonna see me not cheer for one of them having a
It's
good
funny.
moment.
Jonathan, he didn't send us our picks, but he did say he was going to pick Navy.
I believe him. He picks Navy most of the time, anyways, on
Sure he did.
vibe picks. Another thing, that loss. Now they have Tulane in the driver's seat. I don't really understand that. I don't know how to understand how JMU's not ranked ahead of them.
It's because JMU doesn't have as good as wins.
It's because or the loss that Tulane has, which is at Ole Miss.
Yeah, JMU got beat by Louisville at Louisville by 14 or whatever, but they just haven't beaten anybody. At least Tulane's beaten some good teams.
North Texas. It's going to come down to what, Tulane and North Texas.
Hey, I think North Texas is going to make it. I think they meet in the.
Well, whoever wins that game is obviously probably.
And I think North Texas beats North Texas. I'm telling you, has a really good offense.
Oh, by the way, Alex, I will say the byproduct of like Ty having that this like I know Mendoza won last week, but he kind of had another slow game this week, and then Ty having that game. Your Julian saying Heisman pick at the beginning of the year might happen just by like default.
Ohio State's going to beat Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, and he's going to win it.
Yep.
I told you, I knew it was going to happen. He's too talented. I loved him when he was like at Bama.
Well, he's too talented and has got NFL wide receivers.
Yeah, 100%.
He's kind of Mac Joning it right now. But
yeah, I want to move into playoff.
You want to talk about the playoff talk? Because this is where it's gonna get good. Max, I want to hear your rant. Let's go.
Well, let's go through let's do what we did last week. Let's go through the rankings, and y'all stop me whenever.
Stop when you get to Miami because I have a rant.
Okay, 25 Arizona State, 24 Tulane, and this is Tulane being ranked, so this is the G5. They would be in the playoffs right now. They're the highest ranked G5. 23 is Houston, 22 Missouri, 21 Illinois, 20 Tennessee, 19 Virginia.
It's not really a rant, but why the fuck is Tennessee ranked 20th?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. They don't have really.
That's what I'm saying. That's so fucking. It doesn't matter. Well, honestly, it's good for y'all. You want them to stay there. So
I mean, I'm not complaining, but yeah, they should not be. I hate how I don't like how low Virginia is. I think they should have moved up some spots for beating Duke like that.
Yeah,
they have played some bad games beforehand, so I'll give them that. Mm-hmm. Michigan at 18, Texas 17. I mean,
that's it for them because there was some talk about them being able to get in at 3 losses if they beat. I know. I'm just saying that they were talking about it, but they couldn't have fallen 7 spots. So now that they've fallen 7 spots, they are officially done.
Yeah, Georgia Tech 16, and I don't like how low they are. I know they played Boston College close, and that's not a good look. But they only have 1 loss this year, so I believe they should be higher. USC 15, so like 16 and up is the teams that are like fighting to be in the playoffs. Yes. And USC, they're playing Oregon this week, so this is the big shot for them. This is all the marbles right here. That's at Eugene. Vandy 14, I believe. Did they have a bye and then they play Tennessee? No, they play Kentucky.
They had a bye last week. They play Kentucky and Tennessee.
They need a.
Miami's in front of them at 13, correct? All right. Here's my rant. Miami in this Miami Notre Dame thing, and I know you haven't talked about Notre Dame, but they do this thing. This is where I'm talking about where they make no sense. And it's going to lead into Max's rant, but they say, Miami's 2 losses. They're just not very good. We're going to rank them 19th. Like they come out and said, we don't really just trust them. They've done nothing but beat shitty teams, and they just keep moving them up on people with bye weeks. This is 3 weeks in a row that they've jumped somebody with a bye week. So now, if you don't think that they were close to Notre Dame, how are they getting closer to Notre Dame by beating shitty teams?
They're doing that because they have Notre Dame ranked so high. Notre Dame should not be this high right now. They have not. I mean, their best win is USC. I mean, they did just beat Pitt, but Notre Dame should not be this high. They should be like 12 or something because they have 2 losses. They don't have any good.
Go ahead and get to it. Just go ahead and call them out. Call them out, and then Max can get into his thing because Bama's about to come 13,
up. Utah 12, which that one's still questionable to me. BYU
Metrics 11.
Bama King, so this is the cutoff. Bama would be in the playoffs because it would be, I guess, Georgia Tech 11, then Tulane 12, like for the actual rankings. So Bama 10, Notre Dame 9, Oklahoma 8, Oregon 7, Ole Miss 6, Texas Tech 5, Georgia 4, Texas A&M 3, Indiana 2, Ohio State 1. So Max, I want you to tell us like what you think about just some of the scenarios that people are speaking about that could happen. So right now, for me, Bama is in, obviously, if we beat Auburn. I think we're just in no matter what because we are going to go play in the championship game. They're not going to move us out because last year they did not move SMU out when they lost to Clemson. So people are saying if Texas Tech, they went out, BYU wins out, they're going to play each other in the conference title game. If BYU beats Texas Tech, that would be an ultimatum. They're going to bump Bama out because Texas Tech lost and they only have 1 loss.
They'd have to bump one of those teams out.
This doesn't work that way because Bama would also be a 10-2 team.
10-3.
That'd be 10-3, but but played in the conference championship game, and it's just like you're gonna hurt one team for playing in the conference championship game and not and reward the other. It doesn't really make sense. Also, kind of want to go back to Notre Dame and what
Well,
the
that's the
guy
point on
Because
said.
that
that's
scenario.
because
That's the
that's the
point.
that's what I was
What?
gonna say, and
Why does
that
it have to
scenario
be
that
Alabama or Texas Tech? Why does it have to be Alabama or Texas
It
Tech?
should be both of them in.
Yes.
I think that's the nightmare fuel for Notre Dame. I think that would bump Notre Dame all the way out. I think they'd
You
be done with.
you can't punish Alabama or Texas Tech for being good enough to play in their
And my
conference
thing is, the
championship.
guy said basically they're punishing Bama for playing close games with South Carolina, like the guy said, and Texas A&M just played a close game, and the Florida State loss. But it's like if you were hurting Alabama for the Florida State loss, why were we ranked number 4 the whole time the past few weeks? That doesn't really make sense. But yeah, with Notre Dame, I think that would have to be the situation. I mean, you can't knock teams out because they lost the conference championship game because Notre Dame's not in a conference.
They didn't do
That,
it
that's
last
not
year.
that's not fair, you know?
Hmm.
I still don't understand how they're ahead of Miami.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I don't. They're
I
both.
mean, I get it, it's week 1, but it's like when it comes down to it, comparing two teams, if they've played each other, you have to do the head to head.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So say Alabama would have won this week. Say they got in the field goal range, won 24-23. It was really ugly. Georgia beat the fuck out of Texas this week. They would have still had Alabama over Georgia
Yeah.
because of the head to head, not but I mean if you're gonna put Notre Dame over Miami, then why Georgia would have should have been over, you know what I'm saying? And I don't agree with that. I think Alabama beat Georgia and Georgia, so they should be above them. Miami won. It was a home game, but Miami won.
Yeah.
They put themselves in this bubble where they have them ranked so high that
Join a fucking conference and maybe this wouldn't happen to you.
yeah, yep.
Join the Big Ten.
Join the ACC. They do it in every other sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
They even have a deal where they have to play like half their, well, then they don't have to, but they've made a deal with the ACC where they play at least like 4 or 5 of their games are ACC games. Like they're a soft like launch. I don't know how they call it. They're not a member, but they call them something else, like an affiliate or something like that in football.
The other one that I have is the Utah game, and Utah's 12, and obviously their two losses are to BYU and Texas Tech.
Are they the only other team that can make the Big 12 title game?
Yes, and that would have to be BYU 2 losses in a row because BYU has the head to head against them. So BYU would need 3 conference losses for them not to
Okay.
make it. And BYU big game against Cincinnati this week, and then I think they play Kansas State. So I think BYU is probably a lock, but that Cincinnati's a tough one. But
Yeah, but they don't have to win it, really.
yeah, no. Okay, so what Bama fans need is we need another BYU loss, then a win, and then they lose
Or-
in the conference
Or
championship.
or we'll
Or
talk
just
about
lose in the conference championship.
or
Or don't go.
or Missouri beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That would knock another one out.
Then you're a spot ahead, so you would not be in that spot anymore. It would
Or
be
Oregon lose to USC.
or Oregon lose to USC or
Then
Ole Miss
USC jumps up.
or with all this Lane Kiffin stuff going on,
Yeah.
do we even know if Lane Kiffin is coaching the Egg Bowl? I tend to think he's all right. So, and I don't normally have this, but I will say this is not just a guess. I do believe Lane Kiffin is going to end up at Ole Miss, but it is not because he chose Ole Miss. It's because he literally his hands are tied. That's kind of what I heard. I heard it's very hard, like because they're not gonna because basically he has to walk away. They've told him, and then somebody else told me they basically told him you can't coach the playoff if you leave. So basically, to leave, he's gonna have to not coach that playoff team, and I just don't think Lane would do that. But it's not because he doesn't want to. I think he very much wants to be in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his hands are tied unless
But
they like lost. But I mean, say for whatever reason that's wrong. If Ole Miss is 10-2, I don't think they make it.
no, if they
They're
lose,
the weakest. They're the weakest of all the SEC teams if they put them at an even record because they don't necessarily have a big win.
Oklahoma would be it.
Yeah, but they could have a disaster if Missouri beat Oklahoma and they lost.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Also,
because right now Oklahoma, it does help them to have a 2-loss Oklahoma team behind them, like a buffer. That I didn't
And
think
people
about that.
are kind of sleeping on these last two games for Oklahoma. These are tricky games.
I don't think
Missouri and LSU is
I
no
just
slouch.
the Missouri one is. I don't think the LSU one is.
Telling you, LSU's defense is still good.
I think LSU could beat them just because their defense and
I think y'all played like ass and won by 11. I know what you're
True.
saying. Y'all watched the game. Y'all played like ass. Like kind of really similar to the Oklahoma game, except for their
Not as bad though.
no, well, you didn't turn the ball over like that.
Exactly.
that's the thing. If
Yeah,
Oklahoma gets in a game, they turn the ball over or allow a defensive touchdown. It'll be tough because their offense is not that good.
I will say this. That is Missouri. So Missouri is going to run the ball and play for field position. Missouri's punter is fucking awesome. So if Missouri can just run the ball, keep clock off, kick field goals, and pin Oklahoma inside the 10, Oklahoma's not going to score when they're pinned inside the 10. They're not. Their offense isn't that good. I feel like I deserve credit for calling that in the Auburn game earlier. So I never thought their offense was that good. And look, maybe that's because Mateer got hurt, but
I'm tired of hearing that by now. Man, he's played like 6 weeks in a row. Okay, and then that's what the guy
I
said
agree with you.
about Oklahoma on the committee the other night. He said that basically that their quarterback was hurt. That's why they lost those two games. But he played in both of those fucking games. What are we talking about? Like,
Yeah, he
if he
played
was
in the
hurt,
fucking
if he was
game.
hurt, he shouldn't have played. And then it would be a real excuse. But like, he played.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing is this is how stupid the committee is. Georgia Tech is being punished for is it the Wake Forest game where they
Yeah.
incorrectly, okay, so they're being punished for that because technically they should have probably lost that game. They're basically saying, this is where I'm getting at Oklahoma. They're basically saying because of referee error, they won that game. Dude, that is a dangerous fucking game.
Yeah,
That's a dangerous fucking game. I mean, Oklahoma won a game by less than a touchdown where they literally scored on an illegal play.
I mean that could also go against
Georgia won
Oklahoma.
on Georgia. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I think that's all bullshit, by the way. Those teams won that game. They get the win. Why is Georgia Tech being punished for that? And they also, I'm ranting on the committee, and we'll move on, but I have it pulled up in a side-by-side tweet where at one point they go, Oregon's getting credit for the Penn State win because they didn't fall off until after they beat them. But then Virginia's getting told, well, that sucks for you that Louisville loss doesn't mean anything anymore because they lost a few games. He literally has those two quotes back to back.
Doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
Like, of course, like we have our teams and stuff like that, but I'm not. I don't have a team in this. I think it's all stupid. I hate Alabama, but I think I don't. I think you go in there and go, well, they had 67 rushing yards in this game and they were down 2 touchdowns. I'm like, what does that mean? I've never heard that before.
They won. Like, I mean,
Auburn made the national championship game with Gus Malzahn his first year, and at points in games had like 57 passing yards. Would they be going? Well, Nick Marshall only had 47 passing yards at this point in the game. I mean, like, do it both ways because Oregon doesn't throw the ball. Oregon can't throw the ball. In the Iowa game, Oregon had like 30 yards passing until the final drive. Why is he not saying that? Why is he not going? Well, Dante Moore only had 30. They only had 37 passing yards. I don't understand it. It's kind of frustrating. I would rather them. I never understood why they did a committee. All the BCS was fine. We just wanted it expanded. The
and
BCS was fine. It was just wanted it expanded.
I'll say this. I think there will be corrections next week in the next week's poll because every single, you know, podcast or sports show, whatever, it seems like everybody was like, "What is this? This doesn't make any sense."
I'll say that they've been good about correcting typically. Like
Well,
after
okay, and I'll say something else. They do shitty every year. It makes you go at the end of the year. Why do even you have the first 5 shows? Is they will over. They don't. A lot of times they overcorrect in the final show.
Money,
TB,
money,
Like
money.
the Alabama SMU thing. Like they like had SMU behind Alabama or whatever, and then they lost, and then they
Yeah.
were ahead of them. So it's like they in the end they're gonna put it how they want it. So why even have the first 5 shows?
it's
So we
WWE.
can have podcasts like this.
It's
Yeah.
WWE. They need the show. They need the attention. They need the story. They need all of
Well,
it.
I mean, I hate saying this, but maybe like the show that who hosts your show? It's ESPN. Maybe treat those teams a little bit better.
Also, I will say an athletic director of a school should not be involved in the committee at all.
Especially one that sucks, like the Arkansas AD. Like nobody, like the whole, he's getting fired this year.
Like none of them should be involved in a committee. It should be people that are not like
Well,
they should not listen to somebody.
They're copying baseball, and it works in baseball. But it's different. Like baseball, like those schools don't hate each other like that. They don't. Like, I mean, they're copying the baseball format and the softball format where the ADs are on there. Like Auburn was just on the baseball now, like Burns on there now. Like same thing with it really should be more like basketball if we're being honest. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yep. There's our rant.
I think if Alabama wins their next two not conference games, but next two games, obviously they beat Eastern Illinois. I mean, that's terrible. But
I'll say this.
if they beat Auburn, they're in. Not because they beat Auburn, but because they
And I
went 10
also
and
say
2.
if we beat Auburn and we go that season, I think we can't get blown out though. I think that kid
No, you are playing that game. You cannot get but
because
y'all
a
just
10
don't
and
see
3
it.
team, that was the same way with SMU. It was looking like SMU was going to get blown out, and it was like so. I think, but I don't see Alabama getting blown out by anybody really.
If it would happen, it'd be Georgia.
Yeah.
A&M's not going to blow you. I don't think so. Now that I said that, y'all are going to go and lose
It could.
4 to
I mean,
5.
it could happen, but
You
I
gotta
think
beat
our
Auburn
defense is
first,
playing
bro.
better.
I am terrified. I am
They
absolutely terrified.
we're resting our
I was thinking about this
quarterback this
today.
week for though.
I was thinking about this today, though. I'm not as terrified as you are, Alex, because it's weird saying, but I was more terrified of Hugh Freeze being the play caller because in a big game against Bama, I just
He
know
does do that shit.
he would just pull some bullshit that would start working. Obviously Auburn looked better against Vandy offensively, but I don't know. We'll see.
We're resting our quarterback this week for y'all.
Yeah, I
I think
know.
we're playing deuce. We're really doing it because we want him to come back next year to be a backup, and he can't. He can only play one more game, regular season game to preserve his red shirt.
Cam Coleman is what terrifies me.
Now, Cam, Cam should terrify you. I've never seen this, but it is true. Auburn is building a quarterback fund and also a Cam Coleman fund at the same time. They both might get paid the same.
Too bad he's gonna be at Ohio State next year.
I honestly think he might stay. I've heard some of the numbers that they're going to give him, and it's borderline a little ridiculous.
How much?
More than Jackson made this year to be the quarterback.
I mean, I think Ryan Williams makes $1 million a year.
Yeah, I'm talking more.
They better cut that.
Not two.
They better cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah, before him for that. All right. Good little rant, guys. Let's go into our picks for this week. Kind of a lighter week this week of big games, but there are still some good ones. I'm going to start with the 11 a.m. games. If I go out of order somehow, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to, but it just kind of happens. So we'll start with the 11 a.m. games. Missouri at Oklahoma. Boom. First 11 a.m. game. Big one right here.
I believe this is somebody's lock later in the show. I won't give it up.
I'm going with Oklahoma at home. I think they're going to do everything that they can. The defense looks really good. Like I said earlier, I worry about a turnover. If Oklahoma has a turnover, especially a turnover like a scoring play for Missouri on defense, then that will be huge. But I don't think that Missouri is going to be able to move the ball. I think Oklahoma is going to stack the box enough and make their quarterback, whichever quarterback is playing, beat them. And I don't think Missouri can do that. They haven't shown that this year. So give me Oklahoma minus 7.5.
I agree. Oklahoma minus 7.5. I know Missouri plus 7.5. I'm sorry, I don't agree. I think Missouri is going to at least. I don't know if they're going to win, but I don't know if you saw Hardy last week against Mississippi State. I know he said they had like 330 yards rushing. I think they're going to just try to do ball control. I understand that that's Oklahoma's strength to stopping the run, but for some reason, I think Missouri's going to be in this game. They're going to play hard. I know there's a lot of stuff about Drinkowitz leaving for one of the open SEC jobs, Auburn. But I just don't think Oklahoma's going to blow them out. I think it'll be close. Maybe Oklahoma wins by a field goal, but watch out. I wouldn't be shocked.
The over under for this game is 41.5.
I do
So
like the under.
I do, but 41.5 is low. So I was like,
I mean, Bama, Oklahoma was 44, and there was a pick six in that game.
yeah. Max,
Yeah, I'm taking Missouri to cover as well. Um, Oklahoma hasn't faced a team with this kind of pass rush. People forget. Missouri has two.
Auburn sacked them 8 times, 6 times.
Well, that was earlier this year, and they got a touchdown off a fake play. So
Yes.
I don't think that will happen. Um,
No, not
yeah.
because Auburn's not in the game.
But
I'll keep
yeah,
it.
like Missouri, I think their pass rushers and their defense is good. I mean, they have some hard hitters on the in that secondary, especially. I don't see Oklahoma being able to move the ball very efficiently. And I think if Oklahoma turns the ball over a few times, you better watch out. Missouri will
yeah.
beat you.
I agree on that.
Okay, next up, Max, I'll let you start this one. Minnesota at Northwestern. Northwestern favored by -3.5. Total is 40.5.
Hmm. I don't know, man.
I
Give
was
me
gonna
Minnesota.
Okay, Minnesota did just get the doors blown off them by Oregon, and Northwestern lost to Michigan, even though Michigan had 4 or 5 turnovers against them.
It's in
I
Northwestern though.
I don't know. Give me Minnesota. I don't care.
Give me Northwestern to cover that 3.5 and win outright.
I'm also with Northwestern. Next up, Louisville going to SMU. SMU's favored by -2.5. Taylor Thompson, what do you have here?
I have SMU winning this by more than 2.5. I think they'll win comfortably. SMU's playing really good right now. They're another team that can technically, did I mention they can technically make the ACC title game too?
Mhm.
So they're not out of it. They started off slow, but they've been pretty good lately. Had that big win over Miami, which is probably going to keep their conference from getting 2 teams in, but still, give me SMU.
Give me Louisville for this one. I have them +2.5. SMU does have a good defense, but I like Louisville in this game.
I'll take SMU.
Next up, I mean, we'll just mention these games. There's no line.
Eastern Illinois by 45.
Okay, whatever the line is, I'll take.
Eastern Illinois is 1-9, by the way. I
They're
They're
believe.
terrible.
I
Eastern
believe.
Illinois is 3-8, buddy.
Oh,
Our
no,
center's not
I'm
playing.
sorry. Excuse me. We don't have this on here because we're not from here, but our Sanford is playing at Texas A&M, and they are 1-9, and that might get really ugly.
Yeah, for A&M, Sanford's gonna cover.
If Jimbo was there, they would.
Give me Bama to cover. Give me Mercer to cover against Auburn.
I think we should just since there's no line, we should just get the win off the pick.
Okay,
I mean, I think there's no Vegas line, it'd be offshore.
that's fine. All right, so now we'll get to some better games.
I do want to see Deuce Knight because I'm pretty sure he's starting for Auburn. That'll be cool.
All right, Iowa and Michigan State. Michigan State's at Iowa. Iowa's -16.5. I'll take Michigan State to cover the 16.5. Iowa this past couple weeks, I think they're probably going to be deflated after these losses. All really close, all winnable, and they couldn't play well enough to win. So give me Michigan State -6 +16.5 against Iowa.
Me too. Same thing you said.
Give me Iowa cover. I think they'll play a little better. I mean, it's not like they have their high hopes or anything anyway.
Next up, Arkansas at Texas. Max, the Texas is favored by 8.5 points. The total for this game is 57.5.
Give me Texas. Arkansas's defense is so bad. And Texas has a really good defense, so
If this was in Arkansas, I would pull the trigger, but it's in Texas. But I am on like Texas quit watch in a way because they'll play hard next week, but I am on quit watch for like this week because they're playing for nothing. Like their season's over. I mean, next week they're playing A&M, so they're gonna play hard. But I am not like gonna forget that they're playing for nothing this week, and Arkansas is trying to get their first conference win.
Give me Texas. Like Max said, Arkansas's defense is horrible.
Also, by the way, I would like to call people out. I feel like the Arkansas quarterback is the most overhyped, sucky quarterback ever. Taylor Green is not any good, and he gets talked about like he's a top half like quarterback in the league.
Well, he showed some flashes last year, and going into this year, I thought he would be pretty good, and he was the first half of the year. But I mean, his offensive line is terrible.
He reminds
I
me of
mean,
NFL AR. Like he can throw the deep ball, but
yeah,
his short passes,
I have a similar player.
yeah.
Next up, Kentucky going to Vandy. Vandy minus 9.5 this game. The total is 52.5. Taylor, what you got?
I'm gonna take Kentucky to cover. I would love for them to beat Vandy in this game. It would be hilarious. Not because like I know y'all don't need that. I'm not doing it for that. I just hate Diego Pavia. I
Actually,
hate.
it probably would be better for Bama.
Would it be better? Yeah, because you could not make the
Because
conference title game. Yeah.
then, well, I mean, our only losses to Oklahoma, and then we have
Hey,
a win over Georgia.
I will give Kentucky credit. They have played great. They're pretty much they're gonna make a bowl game, I think. Like they might win 7 games.
They have
So
to they have to beat one of these last two teams. So Vandy
I
or
think that I think they'll beat Louisville. So good for them. They came in there and beat us. They held us at 3 points. So but they played good the last few weeks. They beat Florida by 31.
For this game, I'm gonna take the under in points scored just because the type of game that's gonna be played. The total is 52.5. I'm taking the under for this. Just the way they play the game, I don't think they're gonna get that many points. Kentucky has a good defense. Vandy wants to run the ball or move methodically. Kentucky's offense is bad, so I see an under for this game.
I like that. I'm gonna ride with that too.
Next up, I don't know why this one's in here. It was just with the group. So Notre Dame has
This would be
Syracuse
hilarious.
coming to them. Notre Dame
As
and
who?
Syracuse
Syracuse.
going to Notre Dame.
Why do you put this in here? This is
It
one
was
of
just
those
in the screenshot of the game. So Notre Dame minus 35.5 with Syracuse coming to town. Give
Notre
me
Dame covers.
Syracuse. I got Syracuse covering. Notre Dame hasn't actually been covering. I mean, they did last week, but the games before that, especially Boston College, they didn't. So I think they might be just thinking they're in, so they don't got to worry about it anymore.
Boston College plays hard, but it is funny that I'm so sorry I'm ranting on Notre Dame. It's so funny that when Notre Dame struggles against Boston College, it's just it's a tough road game. But when Georgia Tech struggles, it's like you fucking suck.
And do be like that. Max,
Uh, I'll
the
take Notre Dame.
over under for this game is 50.5.
Ooh,
I'll
that
take
might.
that over.
I'll say Notre Dame might score 50 on them.
I'm changing mine to the over.
Yep.
Gotcha. Next up, this is the game day this weekend. USC going to Oregon. Oregon minus 9.5 points. The total is 59.5. I don't know what the weather is. I'd be curious to know what that is. But
It might rain. I heard it might rain.
Man, I took USC earlier this year against Notre Dame. I think it was the same line too. Give me USC. I think they knock Oregon out. I think their quarterback play is going to be crucial, and I think their quarterback's better than Dante Moore. I know Oregon wants to run the ball, but I don't.
What? Well, it's all about rushing.
Yeah, I know, but
They better get their rushing yards.
yeah. Give me USC. I'm gonna take
USC?
the cover 9.5.
He'll
I'm
hear about it.
taking USC as well. I think USC is a pretty physical team. They've
It's always
showed
fun to
that.
hear.
And I know it doesn't sounds weird, but they beat Michigan, they beat them up, beat up Nebraska. Um, like I said, Oregon, they haven't played anybody good other than Indiana, and they lost by 10. Um, so yeah, give me USC to cover.
I would ride with my future head coach Lincoln Riley, but I just can't. Oregon is my lock this week. They win by 9.5.
All right. Next up, these are kind of the last games they're all kind of sucky, but I put them on here anyways because we needed enough to talk about. So Tulane at Temple. Tulane's minus 7.5 point favorite. Temple's 5-5, not a bad team this year. Give me Temple cover. I think they might win this game just because of how the G5 has been working this year. I think they might beat Tulane for some reason.
Summerall said Tulane didn't deserve to be in the top 25. He said they suck. I think Tulane still covers.
Tulane covers.
Next up, Kansas State at Utah. Utah's favored 17.5 points. 51.5 is the total. Kansas State quietly, I mean, they're back to 5-5. They've actually turned their season around somewhat after the horrendous start that they've had. Playing some close games. This is at Utah. 17.5 is a lot, though. Give me Kansas State to cover the 17.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride that too. You know
I'm
what? Never
going.
mind. I'm taking Utah. I can't trust Kansas State. They lost to Army.
Yeah, I was Utah for that reason.
All right. Next up, Michigan at Maryland. Maryland's 13.5 point dogs. Total for this game is 45.5. Michigan 8-2. They're right in the midst of everything. Honestly, they just have to win out, and I think they're in.
I have a rule. If Michigan's on the road, take the other team to cover. So, and it's a big number, take the other team to cover. So give me Maryland plus 13.5.
Max, what do you think?
I'll take Michigan cover.
Yeah, Maryland actually was a good pick early in the year at home to cover games. They kind of went off track and lost a bunch of games in a row. But just the way that the Michigan offense plays and Maryland's defense is actually kind of good sometimes, especially at home. I'll take Maryland to cover the minus 13.5. Next up, TCU 6-4 at 23 ranked Houston 8-2. Houston's only favored by 1.5 points. I wonder why that is. TCU let us down big time, all of us. We all had BYU last week, and I thought they would do it. BYU kind of dominated TCU this past game, though.
Give me Houston minus 1.5. I'll be right back.
I gotcha. I'm also going to take Houston minus 1.5 for this game. TCU looked horrible. Houston has a decent defense, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with y'all on that one. They're just a better team.
All right. Next up, Pitt traveling to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is minus 2.5 point favorites at home. The total for this game is 62.5. The way Pitt plays defense, they go all out against the run. And Georgia Tech wants to do that, but Haynes King has been able to throw the ball this year. Obviously, Georgia Tech had a really tough game. They won. They beat Boston College, but that was a rough one for them. They snuck out alive, and that's what they constantly have been doing. So I hate to do it. I'm taking Pitt. I'm taking Pitt plus 2.5. I'm actually going to take them to beat Georgia Tech because they've done it. Georgia Tech's been playing this game too long, and I think Pitt's going to do it to them.
I disagree. I think Georgia Tech, I think they just find a way against Pitt. I think it's a close game, but Georgia Tech's proven that they can find a way to win games. Like I said, I really like Haynes King. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Top 10 for sure.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm gonna go with a better quarterback.
Taylor, me and Max both took Houston to cover the 1.5 against TCU.
Okay.
And now we're at Pitt versus Georgia Tech. I said I have Pitt plus 2.5. Max took Georgia Tech minus 2.5. What do you think?
Georgia Tech minus 2.5. I think they win this game. I'm pulling for them.
I mean, I want them to win. Trust me, I love Haynes King, but they've been playing this game all year long where they barely beat teams, and I think it catches up with them on this one as well.
I don't think they win by a lot, but I think they win by at least a field goal.
All right. Next up, Tennessee travels to Florida. Florida minus 4.5. And Tennessee minus 4.5. The total for this game is 57.5. I love the under in this game. I love 57.5. I love the under for it. Typically, when Tennessee and Florida play, they kind of play some sloppy games, especially down in the swamp. So I'm going to take the under.
Give me Tennessee to cover 4.5. They're going to blow them out.
I'll take the under as well.
All right, here's our last game, boys. BYU traveling to Cincinnati. Cincinnati did lose to Arizona at home, ending their I guess a lot of people said it was tough to beat Cincinnati at home, and I mean it typically was, but Arizona did it. BYU got their big win against Cincinnati. excuse me, BYU got their big win against TCU, and I'm taking Cincinnati in this game. I don't care. It could be because I want BYU to lose anyways, but I think Cincinnati's going to recover, and they're going to have a big win at home against. I think Cincinnati's going to have a big win at home against BYU.
2.5, right?
Yep.
BYU's fat, but by 2.5. Yeah.
Mm.
They don't have any like I think they win this game, and since it's not like an elimination game, like they only have to win one out of their last two, basically, to go. So I just don't. I think they'll play loose and win by a lot.
So BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
Yep, I'm also taking BYU.
All right.
You
Well,
want to do sneaks and locks, or do you want to do college? You want to do some college basketball first? I think we have enough to talk about some college basketball.
okay, we can talk college basketball.
Let's talk about Alabama versus Purdue.
Yeah.
And if you want to add St. John's in there too, like in general, those two. I didn't hear you.
Rebounds.
Rebound. Lots of rebounds. Phylon didn't have a great game. Holloway's still balling. Holloway's still balling.
I always knew he was his third year. I just didn't know where it would be at that he would be a baller. I do like the fact that him and Phylon can like switch roles. So like one can be and I do like that Nate is letting them take mid-range jump shots. Yeah, y'all need to get y'all's other big guys hurt, right? Don't y'all have another big guy that's hurt?
We have a freshman. He's out for the year now.
It's a hard. Is it? I kind of
some
scares
kind of
me.
condition? It says a medical condition. That wasn't an
Yeah.
injury.
Well, I'm
Something
not
else.
gonna say it out loud, but they do those tests with the monitors.
Yeah, it could. It's
Yeah. I
obviously
mean, it's
something
not
like
my
that.
business to talk about his stuff, but
Which I don't. We don't know. They haven't released it, so obviously there's
that
no
makes me
reason
think
to.
it's that.
It
Really.
makes me think it's something, non-sports related.
Mm-hmm.
So prayers up for him. He's a freshman from Africa, I believe.
Mm.
But he was never really a part of the rotation. He played a few minutes here and there, but our two main bigs are 22, can't remember his name, and then Noah Williamson, the transfer, and they just both got beat up against Purdue down low. I mean, Purdue's .59 point guard out rebound both of them combined. That can't happen. But like I said last week or 2 weeks ago, we're going to lose some of these games. But the fact that we got doubled up in rebounds and still had a shot to win the game at the
Tie
end,
game with 2 minutes left, right?
yeah, I mean it's shows
We
how
need
good
to,
our offense is. We shoot the
There,
ball well.
there's not too many teams that can do what they did to you.
Can do
They're
that.
they're probably the only team that can do that to you because they just have the size. I'm Duke. Duke probably they have the size too, but like I mean, I watched. I'm not pivoting, but like another great rebound team, Houston. Auburn only got out rebounded by 2. Much more
Yeah.
similar to what you're going to see. You can normally rebounds an effort thing, but I was watching that game and they're just taller, and
And
they were
I'll say this, early on in the first half, there were 4 or 5 that were just kind of unlucky. Took a bad hit off somebody's hand, went, a couple of those that, and I think if we get,
2 of those, 3 of
two
those.
or, up to 5 of them or something like that more, I think we could, we not easily win the game, but we're in good position to win it. But it just goes that way sometimes. Sometimes the ball just doesn't fall your way.
I need
It feels like.
Noah Williamson. He needs to play better. I know he's not our starter. He comes in off the bench. He was getting bullied when he came in, and he's a big, tall guy. And I know he's not your typical like big, strong dude. So I know it's going to happen. But he needs to play better defense. Phylon had a really bad game shooting, a really, really bad game, and also like Purdue, Braden Smith in the second half. I mean, he was dogging.
He just went nuts. Yeah, he just didn't do anything.
I will say Phylon is the one dude normally Nate's like really good about his players doing this, but you just take this because this is just what he is, and you'd rather have him on your team than not. Phylon's not going to stop shooting. most of the guys on
No.
most of your guys will like. I'm not saying they're going to stop shooting, but they won't like force up stupid shots. Phylon will do that. He's going to force up stupid shots. But sometimes it looks like the St. John's game, and he looks
Where
like
they make some,
yeah. So you just got to take the good, the bad. I still think the difference maker for y'all, like we know what Phylon and Aiden are going to be, and the bigs are a problem, but Reitzel. I watched him in the St. John's game specifically. Difference maker. Difference maker.
Yeah. Well,
He was y'all's missing piece last year, if we're being honest.
to me, what's gonna make this Alabama team better going forward is obviously the front court has to get better. But I'm gonna be real with all y'all. They're not gonna get that much better. They're decent players, but they're not elite guys.
They don't have to get that
But
much better though.
yeah, but we have freshman wing players, London Jiminson,
Austin Allen.
Devion Hanna,
Allen.
and the other one, and Allen. Those guys, 6'7", 6'8", 6'6". If they can come along and get better and play better defensively and get rebounds, that's what's going to make this team become, elite level team. Which I think they're up there. I wouldn't put them top 5, but I think that'll be the difference. And obviously, Reitzel is got to come along and he's got to be our sharpshooter.
I mean,
Allen,
shit. I
Allen's
think
so
y'all have
good.
the best. I think. I mean, until they did it to y'all have the best. Y'all had the best win in the. Y'all have the second best win in the year so far.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and you're about an hour away from actually probably having the best one if you pull it off. I mean, the best one right now is Purdue beating Alabama at Alabama. If like, but
You want to talk some Auburn?
I was actually really impressed with Auburn.
Against Houston.
I was
Yeah.
a little pissy at the end of the game. I went back and watched. I wasn't really pissy with the last play. It was the Dahad play where he drove to the basket and they didn't call it. But we missed too many free throws. I will say, like, go ahead and get ready. Like, Auburn is. If you're an Auburn fan watching this, your buddies are gonna bitch at you. We've shot 30 free throws in every game. It's not fun to watch. So when you're the opposing team, yeah, like Houston was very upset. I mean, we shot 30. Now, them only shooting 12 was probably wrong. I'll go ahead and say that. But I do think like we draw fouls. That's what we do. Hall getting hurt. Hall was out the last 4 minutes of the game with a foot sprain. I don't know how long he's going to be out. He'll probably play some in Vegas. But dude, he's so good. Like he's so good at drawing fouls. Like it's an art. Like it really is. Like it's annoying when he's not on your team. But Murphy from Mississippi State is really good. Like as advertised. Elijah Freeman. I don't know if anybody saw the dunk. Did you watch?
I
Did you
did
see
see it. Yeah,
go
I
watch
saw
the
that.
dunk, the Freeman dunk. He's like our CBM replacement who could maybe stay off Twitter for like 5 days. D2 guy, he was a D2 guy, not because of skill, it was grades or something else like that. We pulled him up from it's like Lincolnwood or something like that. One of those big D2 schools, like high end D2. Bruce always thought that high end D2 was better than low end D1, like the top 10 in the D. So he would not be afraid to go get like Chaney Johnson was D2. He went and got those guys. So um it's all going to be what our bench is. Like our starting 5 is solid. I mean, Tahad's playing like a NPC right now. I wish he would get a little bit better. His draft stock's kind of fallen, but we really need. It's going to come down to kind of like how our Jokic plays. He's a little Serbian guy we got. Like I say, Freeman, Magwood, the backup point guard. Like those 3 guys are kind of our ceiling, which I look at the league now and I have a higher ceiling for us, not maybe because we're better, although we played number 2 to the buzzer, so we're not awful. Did have some bad thoughts after the first game, I won't lie, but I do think we're probably a comfortable tournament team now. But the rest of the league, I'm not talking about Alabama, but the rest of the league, like
Kentucky looks
Kentucky
bad.
looks bad. Arkansas looks bad.
Arkansas
Hey,
looks
by
bad.
the way, Nick Pringle like stupid? Did you see like Nick Pringle like
I don't know that last play. The guy kind of wrapped his arms around him.
Still,
I
you
did
don't do that. Though. You don't
you
do.
still
You
don't do
don't
that.
push
By the
him
way, shout
down.
out Nick Pringle. I didn't know you were still in the league, man.
I
Good
mean,
for
he's a
you.
dog,
Good
though.
for
I'm a
you.
I
legend.
don't know.
Hey, I think CBM was like 23 when Pringle started at Alabama. Now he's 29. You
Florida's
know,
good. Florida's still good.
Florida State took him to the wire at home.
Florida State's not a bad team.
Arizona beat him. We gotta go play at Arizona this year.
Arizona plays tonight, don't they?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
play UConn. UConn and Arizona play tonight,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
and then Alabama, Illinois.
That's a good
We
little
obviously, we obviously
Wednesday.
won't do picks because it makes no sense because it won't be up. But
Arizona, UConn's playing right now.
they're playing right now. Um, the rest of the league doesn't look awesome. Like top heavy, like the league was top heavy last year. Like there were certain teams that you were just not going to be better than. And I know we're Auburn Alabama fans, but like if you were like a Tennessee, not Tennessee, if you're like an Ole Miss or something like that, you had a barrier. You
Yeah.
weren't gonna if Auburn was on, you weren't beating them. If Bama was on, you weren't beating them. If you know, so there's not the Auburn and Bama like 1-2 tandem. Not even just Auburn or Bama, but there's not like a top two like that this year where they're just like that much better than everybody. I think so. It's an interesting year. We'll obviously get into it more, but I like how Alabama looks. I think how Auburn looks.
I'll say
Uh,
this about Auburn. I only watched the last 2 minutes of the Houston game, but um, I was impressed. After Auburn Bethune game, I didn't think Auburn was terrible, but I thought they were maybe not a upper echelon SEC team this year. But they just proved me out. Just turning the game on, looking at the score, I was like, oh, okay, they're still pretty good.
yeah, Steve, I will say the one thing I do love about Steven is his post game quotes. It's like he walked in there and said, "Moral victories are for fucking losers" or something like that. I started fucking laughing. I was like, I like that. I like that. I mean,
Next.
but
Who is
um,
Arizona's starting point guard?
Jaden Bradley,
Jaden
Yes.
Bradley's still
former
there.
Still
Alabama
there.
Jaden
player,
Bradley
and he's balling.
He is.
doesn't who else from Alabama is on a big team right now? Somebody else like from like 2 years ago, I thought, is like on a good team right now.
Mo Diabate is on Kentucky.
Modi, but I mean, I hope the money was worth it because I really don't know
They've
if
ruined him.
Yep.
they look bad. He could get fired. He better be careful. He's gonna get fired. Gonzaga looks really good, by the way. I think y'all play him
Yep.
in Vegas next week.
Next week, and then after that, we play Arizona.
We play Arizona on the road, the 6th.
We will be at
Me and Alex are going to that game, that Bama Arizona game.
The Bear, yeah, that's cool.
It's in Birmingham.
I almost went to the Houston game, but it was Sunday, and I was like, "This God."
Yeah.
Well, boys, is that it?
We never technically did sneaks and locks. We probably need to do those real quick, and then
Yeah,
we
let's
can
do
we can
those.
get it. I just wanted to touch basketball
And I
because if
got
we
one more scenario for the playoffs too. After we do our sneaks and locks.
okay,
Let's do it before the sneak.
do it before sneaks and
Okay, we'll do
locks.
it right now. So say Michigan beats Ohio State 10-2. USC beats Oregon. Both of them are 10-2. Obviously, Bama beats Auburn
Oregon will
ten
be
and
out.
two. What happens when you have all these 10-2 teams right at the back of the end of the?
USC
Someone
would
get left out.
USC would have a shot. Oregon's definitely out.
Yeah.
USC wouldn't have a shot because they're not playing in the Big Ten championship game, so they're not going to make it no matter what.
So you would just have two Big Ten teams,
So no, then you would have
Ohio State and Indiana.
you have
No, you have Ohio
Indiana.
State, Indiana, Michigan.
I think Michigan would make it because they'd go
Michigan.
they would.
Ryan Day might get fired in the middle of the playoffs.
He is not getting fired. Ryan Day is not getting fired. But at that point, Oregon's obviously out at that point. So is USC. And then I still think they're going to it depends on what the Big 12 does. Like, it really depends on the Big 12.
Those are wrench. Now, the ACC only has one. And so you got 10 spots. So you got the group of 5 and the ACC. There's one. So then you have 10 spots. And then you only have a potential of up to 2 Big 12 teams. And so even if you have 2 Big 12 teams, you have 8 spots for the SEC and the Big 10. If you only have one Big 12 team, which is what I think is going to happen, by the way, you have 9. You have 9 spots for the SEC and the Big 10.
And think about Vandy. What if Vandy wins the last 2 weeks and they're 10-2?
Well, Vandy's behind.
Oklahoma beating Alabama really fucking hurt them.
Yeah.
They're behind the line of us, Oklahoma,
Mhm.
Ole Miss, Georgia.
If there's 9 spots.
And I think they're putting Notre Dame in over Vandy no matter.
Okay, so 8. Yeah, so 8 spots. I forgot about that. Shit, there could only be 7. 4 and 3. That's probably the most likely scenario.
Yeah, we just gotta. I mean, let's say pray. We just gotta hope BYU. I mean, BYU needs to lose another game.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I mean, they could
beat y'all. We just gotta beat y'all.
They could. Yeah, I was about to say it doesn't really matter because BYU could lose this game and beat Kansas State and go beat Texas Tech, and they're in the playoffs, and so is Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
BYU loses to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, y'all ready?
Yep.
I mean, we'll go sneaks and then locks. My sneak this week is UConn -7.5 at Florida Atlantic.
Mine is South Florida to cover the 21.5 at UAB. UAB is very bad. And South Florida's going to be mad.
Or they might give up.
Ooh, yeah, Golish might be like on plane flights, like Lane. He might send his wife over to Baton Rouge to time out traffic.
Next,
my sneak is Arkansas State -2.5 over. I'm trying to figure out who they're playing. Fuck it, Arkansas State -2.5 versus whoever.
Okay, my lock this week is Cincinnati +2.5 against Baylor. I know Arizona beat them at home, but I really do think that Cincinnati's going to be able to beat them.
My lock is Oregon covering 9.5 against USC. I don't think that game's going to be as close as everybody thinks it is.
Arkansas State's playing Louisiana Raging Cajun, so Arkansas State -2.5 versus them. My lock is Missouri +7.5 at Oklahoma. Watch out! I really think Missouri may win the game. I'm worried for Oklahoma in this game.
All right. Well, that's been it, boys. The Weekend's Over podcast. We hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. We hope y'all can win some money, and we will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Hey, you know,